Okay, Hare Krishna. Welcome to this sort of special class on Srimad Bhagavatam, topics of Srimad Bhagavatam. So I'm not in my usual setting. I'm here in Boston, or rather Cambridge, Massachusetts, at MIT. I'm in the campus here and came to drop off my son for his starting his college. So I thought I'll not cancel the class, but all the facilities are closed here because of COVID. They are not allowing any outsiders to enter the facilities. So I thought I'll sit somewhere inside and do the class, but I guess I'll have to just be outside and do the class, but that's fine, no problem. And yeah, I just wanted to share one very nice thing that happened today. First of all, it's been raining here quite a lot all day, which kind of reminds me of Shri Krishna Janmashtami, which is approaching 2 days from now. On Monday, we are celebrating Krishna Janmashtami all over the world. And so it was raining over here. And the other thing that, the wonderful thing that happened was that the first sort of step we took into MIT here was in his hostel or the dorm, where we unloaded the luggage after we arrived from the airport. And as he was checking into the dorm, I happened to take his picture because I wanted to remember his sort of first step into his college life. And right there on the TV screen was a picture of Lord Krishna. And that was very, very, very amazing. And it was, he was, filling out some form, and right there on top was picture of Lord Krishna smiling. I felt very blessed. I just wanted to show you that picture that I happened to click, where they were, and this was basically an advertisement for Shri Krishna Janmashtami that was occurring locally here. But that picture happened to flash at that very time when he was filling the form. Let me see if I can share my screen and share that picture with you. Oh.
Hari Bol, that is a real blessing, I think, for him.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I don't see an option of share screen on I'm streaming from my iPhone. So maybe I'll share that picture with you all sometime later.
Yeah, but, you can send it in the WhatsApp.
Yes, we'll send that probably if possible. So yeah, that was very nice. So yeah, welcome to the Srimad Bhagavatam class, the special class in some special circumstances. So we will start with the Mangalacharan prayers and then the Srimad Bhagavatam invocation prayers, and we'll continue our narration of Srimad Bhagavatam from the 10th canto, the birth or the appearance of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So let us start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamatyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam. Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam. Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vidamscha. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Nami. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopita Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste. Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Vanchikalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavani Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurabhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So one thing here quickly. Okay. So I have made my wife as the co-host. Maybe she can share the picture. She has it because I forwarded it to her. Are you sharing, going to share, or should I continue? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you.
Prabhuji.
Okay.
I'm trying to do it. Just give me a second.
Mataji, don't worry, you can show in the subsequent classes after you come back here.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Let us continue with the invocation prayers. Please recite, if possible, after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Devaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shlokir Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. All right, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, continuing with our discussion on the appearance of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, because 2 days from now is Śrī Krishna Janmashtami, and we have been building up towards this moment from the last 3 weeks. Today is the 4th and last episode of this topic of the appearance of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. In the meantime, we also discussed about Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Gauri Das Pandit as well, two great saints and acharyas in our disciplic succession because of their disappearance days that appeared recently. So, quick recap on where we left off. Just before the appearance of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa appeared based on the request of the various Devis and Devatas to come appear himself and curb or eliminate the demoniac activities of the various demons. So, just before Lord Krishna was about to appear, the whole universe became very filled with good qualities and with auspiciousness. The whole earth, the rivers, the trees, the birds, the wind, everything became very pure and very calm and very beautiful, very sweet. And all the Brahmanas, everybody, all the devotees felt very jubilant and felt very peaceful within their heart. All the Devis and Devatas, all the Kinnaras, Gandharvas, Siddhas, Charanas, Apsaras, Vidyadharas, they all started celebrating in various ways. And then just before the appearance of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, all the demigods, all the Devis and Devatas, they showered flowers just before the appearance of the Lord. So this shows that all the demigods, including Lord Brahma and Lord Indra, were aware of the appearance of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. Now you will sort of see a contrast a little later in the chapters, if you read of the pastimes of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, that both Indra and Lord Brahma get bewildered. Who is this Krishna? Is he really God? And that is why they end up, sort of committing some offenses towards the devotees of the Lord. Brahmaji steals the calves and the cowherd boys, who are great devotees of the Lord. And Lord Indra tries to send these thunderous rains, hurricanes, to kill the Vrajvasis because they did not worship him. So we must realize that even if one witnesses the appearance of the Lord, still one can forget. That is the power of Maya. That ahankar is there, little bit ahankar may be there in the heart. And that doubt may be there, samshaya. So Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita talks a lot about removing the doubts from the heart. So those are the doubts that come. And the doubts come because of ahankar. That this is not possible. Lord, this is not the Supreme Lord. And the Lord, I understand who the Lord is, and this cannot be the Lord. So the Lord is bigger than our understanding of himself. So the doubts and the false ego can cause great demigods also sometimes to get bewildered. We must realize that. So anyway, then Lord Vishnu appeared from the heart of Mother Devaki. And when he appeared from the heart of Mother Devaki, he did not appear as a regular child. He appeared in his full four-armed form with the Shankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma. And on his chest was the Shrivatsa mark. And he also had the Kaustubha jewel or the gem on his neck. So the original person, Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa or Lord Vishnu, appeared in his full opulent form. And upon seeing this beautiful form, Vasudev ji, offered, he did not have anything to offer to the Lord because he was in the jail, but mentally he offered 10,000 cows. And then he distributed those cows as prasad to everyone, mentally. So another learning here was that offering can be done mentally also, if nothing is available. Of course, we must offer our best. But if nothing is possible, one should not think that I cannot offer anything. One can at least offer mentally in a submissive, in a devotional mood. So then Vasudev ji offers some wonderful, beautiful prayers to Lord Krishna, which we did not cover last time because of lack of time. But quickly I will cover these verses, or these prayers are in verse numbers 13 to 22. So 10 verses of Vasudev ji's prayers in the 3rd chapter of 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So very quickly, the essence of these prayers basically is mainly glorification of the Lord and how the devotees can understand the Supreme Lord. So he starts by saying, who is the Lord? He is the same Paramatma, or the same creator of the entire cosmos. And then after creating the cosmos, basically cosmos means here the material and spiritual worlds. Everything comes from him, material and spiritual. And then he enters this material world in his original form as Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. And he cannot be perceived by ordinary senses, only by the senses of devotees, by the eye of devotion, premanjana churita bhakta vilochanena, bhakti vilochanena. So by the anjana, by the ointment of prema, by the ointment of bhakti and of love, only one can see. Otherwise, without that ointment, it is very hard to see the Lord. And he says that you did not need to appear. You were already there, always in the heart of Mother Devaki. So you actually did not have to appear because you were always present there. But so like that, he goes on to glorify Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. And finally, I'm cutting short a little bit due to lack of time. It says that you have appeared basically right now to give pleasure to the devotees and to protect the devotees. So that is why you have appeared. And he then says that, Kamsa has killed all your elder brothers. 6 brothers have been killed. So please do something. Otherwise, he might come and hurt you or harm you. So like that, he ends his prayers. Now, somebody, I think in the chat had asked last time, I did not answer, what happened to the 6 sons of Devaki who were killed? So actually they were killed, as in their material body was killed, but in very short, I will just explain that due to some past offense to Lord Brahmaji, they were given this sort of suffering to be killed as a baby. This is explained in the very end, I think in the 87th chapter or some in the last few chapters of the 10th canto, it is explained. And they had to go through this suffering. But later on, when Mother Devaki and Vasudevji are living with Lord Krishna in Dwarka, then Mother Devaki asks Lord Krishna that, can you bring back my sons, my 6 sons? And Lord Krishna very happily agrees, and he brings back the 6 dead sons of Devaki. And Mother Devaki is very happy to get her sons back, and she embraces her sons and basically exchanges the loving motherhood with her lost sons. So all that is enabled later on in the past. So that is a quick sort of a summary of what happened to the 6 sons of Mother Devaki who were killed at the hands of Kamsa. Anyway, after Vasudevji's prayers, Mother Devaki offers prayers. And so Vasudevji's prayers are mainly in the mood of jnana. But Mother Devaki's prayers start with the mood of jnana, but very quickly convert to vatsalya prema, a motherly love. So she also starts by saying, you are the origin of the entire cosmic manifestation. Everything comes from you. You are the supreme Brahman, the Param Brahman and the Paramatma. And when everything is destroyed, only you remain. And even this whole element of time is nothing but your material energy and so on. And she says that all the living entities in your presence are having complete peace. So she says that. Why I'm making this an important point, because very soon you will see the complete opposite she says. So she says that everyone is very peaceful in your company or in your presence. Then she says that I request you to give protection, give the devotees protection from the cruel Kamsa. And then she says to Lord Krishna that you should become invisible because Kamsa will harm you. So kindly protect not only the devotees from Kamsa, protect yourself from Kamsa as well. And then she says, I am becoming very fearful because of you may get hurt or harmed. So just 2 verses earlier, she was saying everybody is very peaceful and very fearless in the presence of Lord Krishna, and now suddenly she's saying, I am very fearful because Kamsa might harm you. So this is the transformation of the jnana potency to the prema, the vatsalya prema. And she then says that, please remove this form, because if Kamsa knows that you have taken birth in this effulgent form, he might come and harm you. So become a small child, a small baby, and then hide yourself. So like that, she is telling to Lord Narayana or Lord Vishnu. She also says that, please become a small child, because people may not believe that you have taken birth. The Supreme Lord has taken birth out of me. I want a small child, small baby to take birth from me, not the Supreme Lord. Then Lord Krishna reminds her why the Supreme Lord is taking birth from her, not just some child. So then he says that long time ago, she and Vasudev ji had undergone a lot of penance upon the instruction of Brahma ji to create progeny, to create population. And they, to do that, they did a lot of tapasya for 12,000 celestial years, which is a very, very long time. They did tapasya. And then the Supreme Lord appeared before them and said, what do you want? Now here is another beautiful learning to be had. When Lord Narayana told, what do you want? They could have easily said, we want to get liberated. But they did not ask for liberation. They said, we want you as our son. So even though they could have asked for liberation, they asked for service. And this service turns out to be a very difficult service in this particular instance. Because to have Lord Krishna as their son, they have to see the death of 6 of their children in such a violent manner. So service of the Lord may come with some difficulty, but the Lord also gives the strength to deal with that difficulty. We must always remember that. So we must never refuse the service of the Lord. If we do it in the mood that the Lord is giving us this service, then he also gives us the strength to complete it. Just like Hanumanji. He did not know that he can jump on top of the ocean, but he could. That whole strength came from the Lord. So this is very nice example or learning from this instance. Then Lord Krishna says that I had first appeared as Prishni Garbha when you were Prishni and Sutapa in that original incarnation. Then I appeared as Vamanadev when you were Kashyapa and Aditi. And now finally for the 3rd time I am appearing as Krishna in my original form to you. And I am appearing first as Narayana, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead in this whole opulent way, so that you realize who I am. So that you know that your penance that you did such a long time ago is getting fulfilled. And the boon that you asked is getting fulfilled, so that you can realize that. So to make them realize that, this is what they had intended or wished for, and that has now come true, the Lord showed that form. And then after that, he converted himself into a small human-like form, 2-armed form. But this is also the original form of the Lord in Goloka. And then he says that you gives them dual instructions. One second. He gives them dual instructions that you remember me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as well as your son, both. Now to Mother Yashoda, which we will discuss very soon, right now in next few verses, he only gives her the understanding that he is her son, not the understanding that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it is considered that the position of Mother Yashoda is higher than the position of Mother Devaki. We will see that in just a second. So, yeah. So when Lord Krishna took birth as the son of Mother Devaki and Vasudev, exactly at the same time, Mother Yashoda gave birth to a girl in Gokula. And she is the wife of Nanda Maharaj. So, okay, so I will narrate some part of the story and then I will share a very beautiful aspect that I understood from some acharyas and largely from the purports by Sri Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. So anyway, at the same time, Yogamaya, Durga, Mother Durga, whom Lord Krishna had instructed, if you remember, to go and swap Balaramji into the womb of Mother Rohini, or to transport, not swap, but transport Balaramji from the womb of Mother Devaki to the womb of Mother Rohini. The same Yogamaya took birth as a girl to Mother Yashoda. Then Lord Krishna, before he, or Lord Narayana, before he became baby Krishna, he gave instructions to Vasudev ji how to transport this child to Nandagram or Gokula, where Mother Yashoda had given birth to a baby girl, and how to bring him back and all that details he gave. He did not give all the details, but gave him the instruction that you should do this. And of course, Vasudev ji also took it as a service. And he did not ask too many questions. How will I take care of the jailers? How will I, bypass all these security guards and all that? He thought Lord Krishna has given the service and he will make the way. So then by the influence of Yogamaya, all the doorkeepers, all the soldiers fell asleep. And as it is written in the Bhagavatam, when the sun rises, darkness goes away. So Vasudev ji was like the sun. So when he appeared, all the soldiers went to sleep. So, and all the doors automatically opened. And there was fierce rain occurring at that time. And then Ananta Sheshji appeared and provided his hooded covering on top of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So like that, Vasudev ji carried Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa towards Yamuna river, and the Yamuna had become very deep because of the rains. So it is written that the Yamuna ji gave way, just like the Samudra had given way to Lord Ramachandra to build the bridge to Lanka. In the same way, Yamuna ji also gave way, and Vasudev ji could cross. And he went to the house of Nanda Maharaj, where everybody was sleeping. So he found this little girl beside Mother Yashoda, and he picked up the girl and put Lord Krishna instead of the girl, and he quietly came back to Mathura, to the prison, and put all the shackles, locked all the doors, and locked himself up again into the prison. So like that, he did. Now, and on the other hand, over there, Mother Yashoda, when she had given birth to the girl, she was so exhausted because of the childbirth, the labor of not child labor, the labor of childbirth, that she could not remember, or she could not identify whether a boy was born or a girl was born. So she forgot. So when she in the morning realized, oh, there's a boy. So she did not know basically who was born. and therefore she took Krishna to be her son. Now, another thing is said that actually, now these some acharyas have commented, Mother Yashoda gave birth to a girl as well as Krishna, boy, both. So it is not that Lord Krishna is actually the son of Mother Devaki and Mother Yashoda is only a foster parent. She actually gave birth to Lord Krishna. And Mother Devaki also gave birth to Lord Krishna. Now, when Vasudev ji went to the house of Nanda Maharaj, he did not see that another boy was there. So she gave birth to two children, twins. He did not notice that other Krishna was there. He just saw the girl and he brought the girl. And the Krishna that he had taken merged with the Yashoda Krishna. So there is Devaki Krishna and there is Yashoda Krishna. And they became one. So actually both had given birth to Lord Krishna. That is one thing I have heard from senior devotees, who in turn are giving us this understanding from the writings of the acharyas. So it is not correct to say that Lord Krishna is not the son of Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda absolutely is the mother of Lord Krishna. One should have no doubt about it. Nobody should question the fact that Lord Krishna is not the son. And the other thing, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Maharaj says very beautiful thing, that why is Devaki celebrated? If this is true, that both had given birth to Krishna, why is only Devaki celebrated as the mother of Lord Krishna? And that is because of the generosity of Mother Yashoda. Because of her generosity, she gave all the credit, all the glory of being the biological, or so to say, the real quote-unquote mother of Krishna to Mother Devaki. And that is why her name is Yashoda. Yashoda is broken up into Yasha and Da. Yash means the glory or the credit. And Da is the short form of Dadati, or to give. So Yashoda means she gave, or Da is the giving all the Yasha to Mother Devaki. So that is the beauty of Mother Yashoda. She gave all the credit to Mother Devaki. So, so that is the understanding, various sort of understandings that we have about the birth of Lord Krishna and who is the mother and so on. Okay, so anyhow, by the way, all of you can still hear me? Everything is working okay? Yes?
Okay.
Okay, very nice. So then this baby started crying, the baby girl who had been brought back to the prison by Vasudev Maharaj. And all the guards, they woke up and they said, oh, child has taken birth, child has taken birth. They went and informed Kamsa. And Kamsa, who was waiting for this moment, immediately came there to kill the child. And Devaki was pleading to Kamsa to spare the child. And she said, this is just a small girl. How can a girl kill you? So there must be something wrong in your understanding. This girl will not be able to kill you. And you should not kill a small girl. It is so such a despicable act to kill a small baby girl. Please don't do that. Please give me this girl as your gift. I am your sister. You should spare her life or gift her life to me. Like that, she was crying. But Kamsa was so cruel. Now you must understand, you must see the cruelty here, and you will see sort of later on a very big contrast. He was so cruel, he did not listen one word of Devaki's crying and her pleading. He snatched this girl from her hands and he was going to smash her. He grasped this child by her legs and was going to smash the child against a stone. Such a cruel person. So he did not give any heed to the relationship with his sister, to any heed to relationship with humanity, with kindness or compassion, and he grasped the newborn child by the legs and tried to smash it against a stone. But this child was none other than Yogamaya. And as he was about to smash, he was swinging the child like this and about to smash the child slipped from the hands. Maybe I request my wife here to show that picture, if possible, of how that child, so this child slipped from the hands of Kamsa and appeared in the sky as Mother Durga, Goddess Durga with 8 arms. So if possible, there's a very nice picture, BBT picture, you can easily find it. Kamsa, Mother Durga, if you search, you will see, and if you can share it on the screen, it will be nice. With 8 arms, completely equipped with all her weapons, smeared with sandalwood pulp, decorated with all the ornaments, garments, everything, and holding 8 weapons in her hands, a bow, dhanush, which means trident, means trishul, arrows, a shield, a sword. Yeah, that one. Maybe you can just say right click and open in new tab. Open image in new tab, not open the page. Yes, thank you. So a bow, a trident, arrows, shield, sword, conch shell, disc, and club. All these 8 items she was holding in her hands, and she spoke as follows to Kamsa. And she said, "You fool, you rascal, what will be the use of killing a small child? You don't know who this small child is. This small child is me. I am Durga. And the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who you consider to be your enemy, he has already taken his birth somewhere else. Therefore, don't kill children unnecessarily." So this is another very important point to be remembered. I will connect it later. She says, don't unnecessarily kill children. And that is exactly later on what Kamsa ends up doing. He goes trying to find Krishna. He kills a lot of innocent children. So one second, I need to take care of something here. I hold it in my shoulder. Okay. So like this, Mother Durga spoke to Kamsa and then she disappeared. And then she was celebrated in this world as many names as Lord Krishna had ordained, as Annapurna, as Durga, as Kali, as Bhadrakali, and many other wonderful names she is worshipped. So now, after hearing this, Kamsa became very, very afraid. Oh my God. This is something beyond my scope, beyond my imagination that is happening. This is not an ordinary child. This is some very divine intervention that is occurring. And really my end is now near. And when he basically hears that, then he thinks that my only option right now is to ask for forgiveness from Devaki and Vasudev. So he approaches Devaki and Vasudev, and he begins to apologize. And he immediately releases them, opens their shackles, opens their whatever, their handcuffs, and falls at their feet. So imagine Kamsa falling at the feet of Devaki and Vasudev and praying to them, that saying, he says, I am so sinful. I have been like a Rakshas who eats his own child. I have killed so many of my nephews. They are all his nephews whom he killed. They are the children of Devaki. So I have killed my nephews and innocent children. I am such a Rakshas. So this is showing the nature of a Rakshas. So he does not mean these things. He is again doing this only for his self-protection or his own sense gratification. He is not actually repentant. Few minutes before, when he was in power, when he was in control of the situation, then he was so cruel that he was not going to hesitate to dash a small child to death. And now when he is not in control of the situation, then he is doing everything to save himself. Just like Durvasa Muni in the story of Ambarish Maharaj. When he was in control, he wanted to kill Ambarish Maharaj. But when he saw the Sudarshan Chakra, he started running away for his own life. So that kind of mentality is there.
Tina?
And then, can you mute? Please? Then he says, I have forsaken I have left no regard for any of my relatives. And he says, I do not know what will happen to me. I will go to some hellish planets for all my doings. I'm so sinful for killing all my nephews, all my sister's children. And then he says a most deceitful statement. So first he takes some responsibility, but then he shifts the responsibility to destiny. He's saying, actually, I am not responsible. Destiny is responsible for the death of your children. He says, your children have suffered due to their own misfortune. They must have done something in the past for which they had to suffer. I was just an instrument. This is how demons talk. They first go and kill people, and then they say, I was just an instrument. In their death, they were anyway ordained to die. So he says that nobody can live forever. Somebody has to die one way or the other. So in their case, I became the instrument of their death. So demons, as you can see, this is another part of demoniac nature. They never take responsibility. And this is all just a show for sense gratification. So then he gives all kind of jnana to Devaki, that the soul is eternal, the body is perishable, and the body will always disappear. It will become old and disappear, just like a pot after serving its purpose breaks and disappears into the earth. So similarly, all living entities, after living their life, however small or big it may be, they will disappear. And one should not be too attached to the bodily conception of life. One should not think that the body is everything. So don't lament for the loss of your children. Like that, he's trying to lament to console Devaki. Such a rascal. So please do not lament for your children. And they must have done something bad, because of which they suffer the reactions of happiness or distress in their life. So neither you are responsible nor I am responsible. And then finally, he again asks for forgiveness and mercy from Devaki and Vasudev. So like this, he was acting in a completely shameless way. And, he asked for the forgiveness from Devaki and Vasudev. And he released them from their shackles. And now, on the contrary, we will see the merciful nature of Devaki and Vasudev. They are so merciful that by these words of Kamsa, who is a complete demon, they forgive him. They forgive even the greatest injustice done to them. This is the nature of pure devotees. Yesterday in the Bhagavad Gita class, somebody was asking, what if some injustice is done to me? Shouldn't I get back to them? Shouldn't I take some revenge? Tolerating injustice is also injustice and all that. But for pure devotees, they tolerate injustice and they are willing to forgive the person who has done the injustice rather than take some revenge. So we can see this, we can learn this from the response or the behavior of Vasudeva and Devaki. So they get consoled. They say, okay, and they forgive Kamsa for all his, they accept his apology and they forgive Kamsa. So like this, Kamsa feels pleased that he has been forgiven and he goes back to his palace. So there is no repentance, there is no remorse. Maybe there is little remorse, but there is no action, or as it is said, any, what is the word? Paschatap, any action of remorse. What can I do? What is the consequence I agree to suffer? No consequence. I just ask for forgiveness. They forgave me. I am happy. I will go and lead my life. So this is the behavior of Rakshasas. So next day, Kamsa summons his ministers and he tells them all that has happened. He tells them how that baby girl was actually Yogamaya or Mother Durga, and how she prophesied that the one who will kill Kamsa has already been born somewhere else, and that he should not kill any more people, including any more children. Now the Asuras, now here, another big learning is the power of bad association. We will see how much there is power in bad association. All these Asuras, now they give advice to Kamsa. What? You're going to give up? You're not going to take revenge? All this is a ploy by the demigods, by the Devis and Devatas, to stop you from attacking them. Mother Durga is also a demigod. She just made this show that you will be killed and all that. You became afraid? What kind of person you are? And they tell him that we will go and kill every child that has taken birth in the last 10-15 days. This whole thing has happened now. So let us go and kill every child of that age. And then that way, that other child will also get killed. And so this is the sort of the height of cruelty for sense gratification. And this is exactly what Mother Durga had asked Kamsa not to do. And he's taking advice from these people. And then they begin to praise Kamsa. You are so powerful. The demigods are afraid of you. They are just trying to avoid your wrath. They fear the sound of your bowstring, let alone your weapons when you attack them. So they are so much afraid of you. They are so powerless. And he also says their leader, who is the leader of the demigods? Vishnu. He says he's the most coward. Okay, he himself doesn't come and fight. He just sends the demigods to do all the fighting. And he himself has hidden himself, very beautifully it is written, he has hidden himself in the hearts of his devotees. He's hiding there in the hearts of his devotees. So he doesn't want to come out of there, which is true. In a sense, that is very true. Lord Vishnu is hiding in the hearts of, living in the hearts of his devotees. So he doesn't want to come out of there. So he will not come and save the demigods. Lord Shiva has gone to the forest. He's just meditating. And similarly, Lord Brahma is in his own abode and he's always busy in austerities, various kind of tapasyas. So all those three are very busy. And the rest of the demigods are either busy praying to Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, or Lord Brahma, or they are busy just managing the affairs. They have lost all the power to fight. So let us not be afraid of these demigods. Let us attack them. And all these brahmanas, these demigods, etc., are the body of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu's body comprises of the religious principles, the Vedas, the cows, the brahmanas, the austerities, the sacrifices done by the brahmanas. That is what constitutes the body of Lord Vishnu. So if we kill the body of Lord Vishnu, which means if we kill the brahmanas, if we kill the Vaishnavas, if we kill the cows, if we destroy the Vedas, if we destroy the religious principles, then Lord Vishnu will automatically be destroyed. So this is the advice that Kamsa is getting from his fellow Asuras, from his fellow Rakshasas. And they say that if we therefore attack the Vaishnavas, then Lord Vishnu will automatically be destroyed. So this is the plan that the Asuras hatch for overtaking the demigods. You can see here, this is the real, when severe problem begins. When you begin to attack the devotees of the Lord, the cows, the brahmanas, the religious people. And that is exactly what these Asuras advise the devotees, advise Kamsa to do. And Kamsa says, yes, you are right. You are absolutely right. We must do this. I don't know why I thought that we should, not do this. So Kamsa agrees to that plan, and he orders all the Asuras, all his friends and all his allies to go find every child in the whole kingdom who has just taken birth in the last few days and kill them. And the first person whom he engages in this exercise is Putana. He tells Putana, you go find all the children and go kill them. And you all know the story of Putana, and which we will cover maybe sometime later. And that is when all the pastimes of the Lord and the various Asuras attacking Vrindavan appears, leading up to the death of Kamsa. So that is the sort of the end of the pastime of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa's appearance that I wanted to share with you. And yeah, so we will stop here and see if there are any comments, questions, or anything you want to share. Can you all still hear me?
Yes.
Hare Krishna,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Did the 6 sons of Devaki, were they children? Were they small children, or they have grown up? When Devaki saw them?
When Devaki saw them,
Yeah.
they were small children. It is written in the Bhagavatam, they were small children and she breastfeeds them.
Oh,
Yes, so they reappear as small children because that is the relationship that Mother Devaki had with them. So she wanted to see them in that same form. And it is written in the Srimad Bhagavatam that milk starts flowing out from her breasts when she sees them. The motherly love just completely comes back. And she, the one of the most loving exchange that the mother has with her child is to breastfeed the child. So she breastfeeds all her 6 children.
thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Mataji. Thank you. Anything else?
Wish you happy
Okay.
Janmashtami.
Okay, very nice. So maybe, did you find that picture? I'm talking to my wife. Maybe you can show that picture. It was very nice. I was very inspired to see that. Shri Krishna Janmashtami. So Janmashtami is in 2 days. And okay, maybe you can just expand a little bit on Lord Krishna. Bring Lord Krishna into focus. Yes. So you can see my son here signing up some form. He's just sort of entering. You can see, we just landed. He has that airline pillow hanging. And there is Lord Krishna on the screen with the advertisement of Shri Krishna Janmashtami. So I was so inspired to see that.
Just a boy Krishna.
Yes. So that was his first step into his new life. And I feel that Lord Krishna is protecting all the devotees. Okay, very nice. If no more questions, then wish you all a very, very auspicious, very happy Shri Krishna Janmashtami. And please celebrate Janmashtami in whatever form, whatever means you can. If you do not have a temple close by, if you have a temple close by, go and take darshan of the Lord, honor the prasadam, engage in kirtan, glorification of the Lord. Of course, due to COVID and all, it may not be as grand as one would desire, but still. And if there is no temple or anything, make a temple in your home with a small picture of Lord Krishna. If you don't have a picture, you can download it from the internet and put it on your computer screen and read 1 or 2 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, or read this chapter from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto. The first 3 chapters are about the appearance of Lord Krishna. You can read these chapters, and like this, you can celebrate Janmashtami. Celebration does not, in some cases, may not need any ingredients. It can happen simply from the mind. Vasudev ji demonstrated that very practically. He could not do any celebration because of the birth or on the birth of Lord Krishna, because he was in jail. Still, he mentally celebrated. Nobody can take away that capability from us. So if not anything, then mentally celebrate Janmashtami. And our intent, our consciousness matters more, not what we can physically do. Okay. So Lord Shri Krishna ki jai, Shri Krishna Janmashtami Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Wish you all a very, very happy Janmashtami. We will see you next week with a new topic. I will decide or discuss or think about the new topic. We will start a new topic next week. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Hare
Wish you all
Hare
happy
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I'm going to stop
Hare Krishna.
recording.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.